Hello, my name is Gagandeep Singh. Today I'm going to explain my project lab number 2, using RDS with ASP.NET application. RDS, Relation Database Service. This is basically web service that makes easy to set up, operate and scale relation database in the cloud. So to start this lab, first of all I will create an RDS instance. Here I can select engine, but I'm going to select my MySQL. So in this phase I will basically configure my instance and all the things are default. In the storage I will select general purpose SSD because this is basically bit more faster than the disk based storage. And here I will give the DB instance identifier name, username, then the password. In this phase basically I will configure the network and the security part. I've kept each and everything default, and VPC security, I'll create a new security group for this instance. Security group basically acts as a virtual firewall for the instance to control inbound and outbound traffic. So I have created a new security group for this instance, and I have given an inbound rules MySQL and the source to the MyIP. For this instance I have given this rule and database name. For my project I have given DynaStoreDB and backup retention day. This enable automatic backup by selecting a period of day. I'm just selecting it to 0, and thus after clicking launch DB instance it will be available in few seconds. I've already created the instance. You can see MySQL DynaStore instance. This is my instance already created. So now I will connect my instance to my database. So to connect with the to make a connection, go to the database, connect to the database. So to make a connection, first of all I'll just copy this endpoint till .com, not the port, and then into the MySQL workbench you can write the stored connection, and then the host name I'll give the endpoint that I have recently copied, and the port number, it's a different block. It will already be there, but you can write it. Then a username admin and store in the wall the password, and then click OK. Then it will create a connection. I've already created a connection. So this is my AWS DynaStore and the products. I have imported the CSV file that I have used in my lab 1. Basically in the lab 1 I have transferred my data into the bucket, basically into the cloud. So I've used this file and imported it here. So you can see the image reference is S3 bucket 1. So this is my product. So now I will tell you about the other instance that I have created. This is basically I have created for the failover mode. If my first instance is not working or not working properly, or it's out of order, so still I can get my data into my database. So I have configured this. So this is my MySQL DynaStore instance replica. This is read-only replica. To create this I have just clicked on my first instance, and in the instance section I have just clicked create a read replica and given the same configuration I have given in the first one, and I have created this instance. And after creating the instance I have followed the same step and connected it with my MySQL workbench to make a connection, AWS DynaStore. So it is having the same data that is in my AWS DynaStore. So after this steps I have done configuration in the Visual Studio. In the Visual Studio, in the web config file, in the default connection and storage, store SQL DB. In the connection string, I have entered the endpoint that I have copied in the MySQL workbench. In the host name, I have copied it here with the username and the password in the both. default connection and store SQL DB. In the store SQL DB replica, I have copied the endpoint of the replica instance that I have created with the database name, username and the password. And in the default ASPXC file in connection for MySQL, in the connection string I have changed from store SQL DB to store SQL DB replica. So this will basically pull out the images from the replica database. After this, I have just built my site. So this is my site, my Dino store, and then I have created a user. It's going to login one. So I've already created the user, and my user comes into my database. See, Gagandeep Singh, this I have already created. So my data is coming into my database. So now I'll check my failover mode. I'll reboot one of my instance. I'll just reboot this one. So this is rebooting. Now I'll refresh my site to check it's working or not. So my instance is rebooting and still my website is available. So that's it. That is my lab 2 using RDS with ASP.NET application. I hope you enjoyed it. Please provide your valuable feedbacks. Thank you.